Yo!
Hero player!
We are aware here at DTime that there are a lot of new players, a lot of players who are coming back to the game, and a lot of aspiring players who just want to go to their OTS, but one recurring question that keeps coming up. Yo, Destiny Hero Mike, how do we side deck? How do we side deck properly? Well, in today's video, we're going to do a 5-step guide on how to properly side deck. This can apply not just to hero deck, but any kind of deck that you might be playing, because I'm going to be doing the best I can to provide general and broad examples. Michael Bowden, back here once again, and I am your host, Destiny Hero Mike, baby, and welcome back to D-Time! We're here, baby, as always, D-Time, and in more ways than one. Before we get you on the road into becoming a side decking master, just a couple of important announcements. Over at DTimeExclusives.com, we are doing a $5 off play wingman mirror match playmat special. Get those while you can, because we're gonna start shipping here really soon on all the product, as well as the deck boxes. You guys see those are sold out, so those are on the way. I promise you guys. Took a little longer than I originally anticipated, but yes, and yes, we will be getting back to all your emails and DMs regarding your orders. It's just been a crazy weekend, especially crazy time, especially with the content, pumping that out left and right. So just bear with me. I'm just a one-guy team, so really appreciate you guys there. And thank you to the YouTube channel DTime memberships. Yeah, y'all are the real heroes. Thank you guys so much for showing the love that you guys do on a monthly basis. So thank you guys so much for your support. Much appreciated. With all the intros out of the way, all that good stuff out of the way, let's be side decking masters and get that first place. Let's get it. All right, before we get into our 5 steps, our five easy steps on how to side deck, please do us one big favor. Please give us a thumbs up and comment "It's D-Time" down in the comments, and obviously if you're new here, hit that red sub button. It would mean the world to us. That's how you can repay us. Thank you so much. Now getting into it, now the thing is, the reason why, the first thing I want to talk about is the reason why a lot of, you know, high level players don't really make side deck videos, don't talk about the side deck, because the meta is always changing. So that's the first thing, because I'm going to tackle this. I'm going to tackle what no one else does, okay? This is my attempt to just reach as many people as I can, even outside of Hero. So the reason why a lot of meta players don't really talk about this thing, like side decking, and it seems minute, but it's not. It's very important. It makes up what the game is. It's a big deciding factor for whether you're going to lose or not. And so what we need to understand, first of all, what side decking is. Side decking is in between rounds. So say in round 1, game 1, after that first game, before we hop into the next game, it's called the side deck, and it's composed of 15 cards. 15 cards of, you know, our choice, dealing with what we think is going to be the most common at this tournament, whether it be locals, regionals, nationals, anything like that. It's 15 cards. You only have 15 slots. That's the limit of of your choice to deal with all the decks. Okay, so you guys already understanding what I'm starting to allude to. So you after, you know, and then after you side deck, if you won, the winner, the loser gets to choose who goes first or second. And if you lost, well, you get to choose who goes first or second. So also keep that in mind. You see how deep this is? I haven't even gotten to the first reason, guys. This is why a lot of higher tier, you know, this is a lot of the pro players don't talk about, because this is a lot. This is a whole coaching session. It's a lot. It's deep. So understand that. So we know what side decking is. It's side decking, just a super brief recap, is after the first round, or after the first game, in round that round, after the first game, you get a chance to switch out certain cards, up to 15. This is a side deck here that you're looking at. You're looking at a side deck. This is just my current side deck that I'm using in real life. We get switch cards out after that game, first or second game. We only get 3 games. After that first or second games, we can switch certain cards out up to the max of 15. Okay, so that's what that is. All right, so that's what side decking is. So now, the first thing about side decking is you got to understand the meta. What is the meta? That's now we're at the official first step, defining the meta and the rotation of the meta. What is in? What is good? Is Kashtira good? Now we're talking about what's currently meta. Okay, Kashtira. We're just gonna throw out some names. There are a lot of good decks. There are a lot of decks that are even rogue, but are still seeing good numbers. Or tier 2, but are still seeing good numbers. So we're gonna talk about Kashtira. That's on the top on everybody's list. Dragon Link. They just won Worlds. The Pearly. That's another popular one. Labyrinth. That's another popular one. So that I already just named off at least 4 to 5 decks. Rescue Ace, that's another popular one that's rising. Infernoble Knights, that's another popular one. That's a lot of different decks, right? So it all depends on what your demographic of your location is. What are they playing? And also this goes to, oh man, the bigger the tournament, the more to worry about. So if I'm going to a regionals, it's going to be at least 100 players, right? Give or take. That's a lot of different decks, man. So we only have 15 slots to choose from. That's not a lot, right? So that's the first thing. We covered the meta and rotation. So the depth of that. Number 2, preparation. Now here's where we get into preparation, okay? Preparation is, I got 15 cards to cover everything. So that's the way you want to go into it. So now we're going into building the side deck, okay? 15 cards. So this is just for me personally. This is why I have this already laid out. This is what's in my personal side deck. I like to do kind of OCG style where they do 1-ofs and 2-ofs. I don't like to just max it on 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Not for me personally, but we go 1-ofs, 2-ofs. So for me in side deck, 3-draw and Lockbird for any kind of deck that goes crazy in the searching. Infernoble Knight, Dragon Link, Kashtira. Say they activate a pot of prosperity. They don't have Dimension Shifter. That's always good. But I don't want a main deck draw. That's just my personal preference. Also understand that it's your preference. I side deck it. Labyrinth is powerful. They go first. They set 5 and pass, and I have a draw in my hand during the during if I'm going second. So for me, I side deck it, but it covers everything else. Like I said, Kashtira, sometimes even it's really good against Pearly, things like that. Then, so we are covering we want to hit the general combo decks. That's a lot of different decks that we're hitting in just 3 cards, general combo deck. Ghost Bell is really good against those Cyverse decks, rogue decks, things that manipulate the graveyard, that graveyard climb, things like that. We're ready for it because they don't think that we're ready for us. Also, it's really good against Labyrinth. Labyrinth is popular, so big welcome. We want to stop the big welcome because they can also summon from the graveyard. So variety is my focus. You want to cover as much as you can. Only one Cosmic Cyclone, because if you look at our board breakers, Feather Duster, which is super free, and then the 2 evenly matched. So that's 4 board breakers. We like 1 Cosmic Cyclone because when you draw 2, it's always something bricky about drawing 2, right? The 1 is just enough, and then we're paying 1,000. I don't want to pay 2,000, and then to have a hand that I'm really constricted. So we don't ever really want to see 1, and 1 is enough for us to hit those skill drains. We hit those runic fountains. Runic, that's another deck I failed to mention. Runic. That's another. So yeah, hit that fill spell because it can't be, it can't be destroyed by card effect. Harpy's Feather Duster, things like that. So preparation, okay, like variety. We have Book of Moon for we want to put that Kashtira Rise Heart face down, or during our turn, in the standby phase, we're going against Pearly. They activate the Pearly Shop card and target their XYZ. Then we chain Book of Moon and put that thing face down. Side deck, let's go. Variety, or things that just don't do very well face down, or just loses to Book. But we don't main deck it, we're side decking it. That's just preference. Understand that it's always preference. Evenly match, again, we want to round out our board breakers, things that don't negate very much. Something like Rescue Ace, they put on the board, they don't negate very much. The tier limits, they don't have a lot of omni negates either. Evenly is actually kind of decent against tier limits. So that's another good one. And just general, things that just put out or even purely, you know, that might be good against purely. Get rid of their field spell and their continuous spell and whatever other monster they have. Obviously, they're going to save their big cat. Variety, we have a lot of variety, things that don't put up a bunch of Omni negates. Evenly matched can really get there. And then for our deck, you know, wherever we got a little bit of floodgate, you know, for our deck, we're playing the hero deck, so Dark Angel. So Dark Angel plus Rivalry. You know, we have this on the opponent's side of the field. It's going to hurt with Rivalry. Or just even without the Dark Angel, if they have a bunch of different types, such as a Tearlament deck, this is going to kill Tearlaments because it's going to hurt Tearlaments because they play a bunch of different types. Things like that. So that is the preparation in a nutshell. That's the kind of mindset you want to be in a nutshell. Can you cover all these decks with just 15 cards? Okay, so going into number 3, step number 3 is the coverage. I think we actually did coverage. That's actually just basically a recap of preparation. And then the coverage. So we just did 3 and 4. Okay, so I just want to just kind of clarify. We just did 3 or 4. We just started free flowing. We were just flowing straight from the survival scroll. You guys pretty much understand the concept of covering as many different matchups as you can. So that was coverage. So now the most difficult one are your we're going into number 4. Your turns. Okay, so it depends on what turn it is, whose turn it is. Okay, so if I lost, I get to go first, right? So usually, for example, when I lose and I get to go first, there's not a lot I'm going to be putting in. I'm going to put in something like a Rivalry. I'm going to be putting in something like a Rivalry. And what do I take out? What do I take out? I take out something like a Droplet. I don't like Droplet going first, right? This is better going second. So, but Rivalry is a floodgate. It's such a much better replacement, and that's the only swap that I would do, right? Or if Ash Blossom, my main deck Ash Blossom, for example, and we know there's very low hand trap depending on what deck that they're playing, and so they stop us. So instead of drawing an Ash, we're gonna draw a Lockbird, and if they stop us on our turn going first, they're gonna be side decking to stop us too. Keep that in mind. We have a Droll instead of the Ash, which should have a higher impact against them. Things like that. So that's the turn base, right? Just it depends on the turn. And then now 5. Step number 5, what we're talking about now are your options. Okay? So now if I'm going, for example, if I won the first game, and now I'm forced to go second after they put their cards in to hurt me, side decking, right? But we got to think about our main deck. What are some things that are not going to be good going second? Well, since we're playing hero, everybody can think of a card in their deck, no matter what deck it is. Going second is not that strong. That's probably their main engine. So for me, something like a Destined Hero Dark Angel, I would take out, or non-engine staples like a Called by the Grave. Say if they already got their combo off, what good is Called by anymore, right? I'm not gonna be able. I'm gonna have a hard time playing through their board. It might as well be a board breaker or something like that. And then also, depending on the matchup, we will take out a Droplet if it's something, a back row deck, a back row heavy deck. If it's something like a Labyrinth deck, we take out Droplet because we don't want to focus on their monster. We want to focus on the back row. So for example, we got 3 cards to put in, right? So we're going second. Let's say we're going against, for example, Labyrinth, right? So this is our spell stopper. Not going to be good. They're not going to be having that many monsters in the graveyard, let alone or hand traps or monsters in the field. These are not good. So what we're going to do, we're going to take these out for what instead? Well, these are nice. We want to stop the big welcome, so Bell would be better. So we want to put that in instead, and then we also want to hit their back row, Harpy's Feather Duster, and then as well as we want more, right? They don't have too many negates. We force that Solemn Judgment, evenly match. That's already, we're playing 3 of these, so that's 5 cards that we could put in. So we could take out 3 Droplets, 1 Call By, and the Dark Angel, and that's already 6 cards, 5. So we would just have to find 1 more card. I don't know. We would find something that's in our deck that would equal 5 cards to switch out, right? It has to equal the number of cards. They have to be, you can't just make your deck 41. It has to. You have to swap for an even number. Just for those who are not aware. So we're just gonna focus on 3 cards, right? That we don't need. So 3 cards. We're gonna take these out, put in 1 Bell, put in 1 Duster, put in 1 Cyclone, And so we take these out. This is the main deck, and this is the side deck. We put this in, for example, just an easy example against a Labyrinth deck, something like that. And then we can go further, add in more hate evenly. We don't want to put in too much hate. My ratio, I'll do 5 to 6, but it's all preference and experience. I don't like to put in the entire side deck because you got to be able to play 2 at the same time, so you can keep your tempo. So those are the options that you have to consider. Now, if we're going something, for example, if we're going first, I'll already explain what I would do going first. Again, like, I don't like drawing droplet, so we just take these out, the droplet out for the rivalry instead, and so that we can have a chance of locking them, right? And again, like I said, with Ash, depending on what deck it is, and we know if we're going against a combo deck, we will just take out the Ash and put in the Joel so we can have a higher impact. So yeah, let us know if you have any questions down in the comments. Those are our top easy steps to become a side decking master. All right, and that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Let us know what you guys think. Was this helpful? Did you guys learn something, or was it not helpful? Are there some things that maybe I could have improved in providing you guys this information? I hope at the very least that this can get you started and get you headed in the right direction. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Happy Friday, everybody, and have yourselves a safe weekend. Love you guys. Catch you guys in the next one.